This is my FMS Ranger 1.2 meter. It's actually my second copy, so I do have one back home to fly on wheels, and this one is dedicated to float flying. So I mean, the weather is nice, there's almost no wind. Let's go to the seaside and fly this one.
Braking.
First off, let's do some reversing. It's always fun to do this with floats, really useful also just to back taxi, just to have a good wind direction. I can see by the wing socket that I have to just go in this direction. It's really easy to get this one off the ground or off the water because it's so really lightly loaded RC airplane when it comes to wingspan compared to weight. And although this is not really a super agile RC airplane, it is quite speedy right out of the box. Now I replaced the prop on mine, so I have like an 11 prop. And I also increased throw on all surfaces, and I have replaced the EC inside, so there's an avian. So I have more power to feed my engine. But just be aware, because you can fly this on 4S, but it's not really recommended because there isn't enough cooling around the motor, so it will actually just break if you do 4S and push it too much. So I would be careful, but as a 3S RC plane, I think it just handles great. It might not be as agile as the Arrows RC Bigfoot RC plane, but other than that, I think it's just a fantastic performance, especially if you consider this one to be a trainer-like RC plane. It's just super fun to go around and do crazy things with this one. And then again, if I would compare this one to the Arrows RC Bigfoot, I think the Bigfoot is a more agile RC plane. And the Bigfoot can actually be run on 4S without any problems. With this RC plane, due to the motor mount where it's mounted, I don't think there is enough cooling. So I've burnt out one motor on this RC plane because I just went 4S, I pushed it, and eventually it just started sounding bad. I had no power, and I could land in a good way, but the motor was all burned, so I had to purchase a new one. So that's the advantage of the Bigfoot. It's a more, it can take the power from 4S without any problems. But then again, the Bigfoot doesn't have any floats, and this one comes with floats. Of course, I wish for this one to would have. I don't think flaps is needed, but it would certainly would be nice to have LED lights on this RC airplane. But overall, I mean, inverted flying, all the aerobatics you do, as long as you don't expect this one to be anywhere near like the Night Timber X in a similar size, because true aerobatic RC planes are so much more aerobatic. But for a really nice and fun time to fly, I think this FMS Ranger is just the right size, just right features, really easy to put together and to manage. And it runs on 3S 2200 milliamp batteries, and you can really glide for a long time. And another thing that I really think that is fantastic on this RC plane, there's a little stall tendency to this RC plane, so you can make like really stupid rudder turns in a really tight spot, and it doesn't make this one fly bad in any way. It's just a well-rounded RC plane from FMS. So you can go inverted more or less all day, or at least until you get tired of it. And it just glides fantastic. I mean, it's not a really small RC plane, although 1.2 is not really a large RC plane. But compared to smaller ones, it's not really that small, but it's really lightweight, which makes this one just handle fantastic when you fly it. As you can see, I like to push my RC plane, so most certainly you can fly docile and do really scale light flying, but I like to have fun with my RC plane, so that's why I'm pushing this one.
Time remaining 1 minute.
there's also something, I mean, even if you're not a beginner and you're a little bit more experienced, I think at least how I is, I can enjoy these high wing trainer RSL planes very much, because you can just have a really worrying-free flight and just toss it around the air, run in the air, and have a good time with them. So I mean, it's just great fun, this RSL plane. It's really easy to get this one down. Also, flares really nice. You do have a water rudder, so it's easy to maneuver on the water. The water rudder is just on one of the floats, so it's not as good when you back taxi, but when you're going forward, it just works in a great way. It's just a fun RSL plane, this FMS Ranger, and just to compare them to the smaller one, 850, I think this one is just a no-brainer. Just purchase it and have a good time, and just enjoy floats in the summer also.